Hello, white people. Let's talk a little bit more about Christian nationalism. So this morning I went and I looked at a bunch of news articles or articles written by people about Christian nationalism, and without exception, everyone seems to be afraid of being a nationalist. So weird. Oh my God, it's so weird. It's crazy. Why are people afraid of being a nationalist? Why are people afraid of nationalism? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. These people have bought this hysteria hook, line, and sinker, and I bet you none of them have even thought anything through. Even in the comment section, people are just going crazy about being anti-nationalist, and they're saying that, if you're a nationalist, you're a bigot, you're a racist, you're a Nazi, and constantly references to Germany. Oh, well, the Germans did that, and it's like, really? What is all this white guilt? My God, there's so much white guilt. We are surrounded by white guilt. People just need to be slapped out of it. It's just ridiculous. So anyway, for the people out there who think that nationalism is a bad thing, let's stop for a second and think, well, what is nationalism anyway? Or what is a nation? Because a person who is a nationalist is a person who is part of a nation, and they're pro-nation, right? So a nationalist or a nation is a group of people with a shared history, heritage, culture, language, and identity, okay? So if somebody is not a nationalist, well, what are they? Well, then they're a globalist, and people who are globalists, they have no identity, history, heritage, culture, language, nothing. They have nothing. They are a rootless people, and they are at the mercy of whatever the state tells them that they're supposed to be. So, to be a globalist or a global citizen, in order to survive, they're probably not going to throw you in the gulag. Maybe they will. You have to repeat the state propaganda. And you have to only follow the state-approved religion. You have no identity. You can't do anything that you want to do. And this might work for some classes of people, but it doesn't work for people who are Christians. You cannot have a Christian identity and a globalist identity at the same time. That's just not how that works. It's not biblical. Nationalism is biblical. It's in the Bible. It talks about your family and how you're supposed to interact with your family, and it gives you stories of nations and all kinds of stuff. The Bible is not globalist. And I don't know. I can understand white guilt, but we're white people. We're not stupid. We don't just believe everything that's thrown at us. We think things through. Even though we are a people of high trust and we're a people of high guilt, we're also a people of high IQ. And when you have a high IQ, that means that you can figure things out. You don't just accept everything that's thrown at you, and you figure things out. That's what having a high IQ means. I just don't understand these people. Why are people so afraid of being a nationalist? It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, so I got that off my chest, and let's move on to this phonauguration that's going to come up. I personally think that Joe Biden is not alive, and he's a digital person, and I think that this phonauguration is going to be digital, and I don't understand why all these troops, if they're actually there in Washington, D.C., the media says that there's 30,000 troops. Well, we know that 3 is the hoax code, and 0 is a placeholder. So how do we verify there's actually 30,000 troops or any troops in Washington, D.C. at the moment? How do we know that? And then why aren't they wearing urban camo? Are they wearing urban camo? I don't think they're wearing urban camo. I don't know what kind. I'm not a camo expert, so I can't say. But shouldn't they, if they're in an urban environment, wouldn't they be wearing urban camo? Like the Minecraft sort of looking camo? And then why are we seeing pictures of National Guards people with guns that have no magazines? And what kind of units were deployed? There's units in the National Guard, for communications, and generally they're not armed. What kind of units are these that are supposedly in Washington, D.C.? These are all details that we need to know that I can't seem to figure out. But I didn't take a whole lot of time to really look at it. I really try not to look too much at the media because there's just like so many hidden messages there. But anyway, so now I know a lot of people are really stressed out about this presidential transition. And let me tell you something here. It's been difficult times for the last 6,000 years. This is nothing new. Life is going to be difficult. Governments are corrupt. Elites are corrupt. And the only thing that they want is more money. That's all they want. They want more money, and they're going to get their money at the expense of regular people. They don't care. They don't care. They have a lifestyle to maintain, and nothing is ever enough, and they're not us. There's the story of the scorpion and the frog. Should I tell it again? Do you guys already know this story? If you're new to this channel, then you probably haven't heard the scorpion and the frog story, so I'll tell it real quick. All right. So there is a frog at a body of water, and he's sitting there, and then the scorpion comes up to him and says, "Hey, frog, can I climb on your back, and will you swim me to the other side?" And the frog says, "No. If I do that, you're going to sting me, and you're going to kill me, or we're going to die in the middle of the river." And the scorpion says, "Look, I've turned over a new leaf. I'm a better scorpion. I promise I won't do that." So the frog, being a high trust white guy, says, "All right, I'm going to project that you're an honest person like I am. Hop on board, friend." And they start going across the river, and in the middle of the river, the scorpion stings the frog. And the frog looks at him and says, "Hey, why did you do that?" And the scorpion says, "It's in my nature." So basically the point of that story is you can't understand people's motivations. You just have to understand their nature. Everyone has a nature. Everything has a nature. Like a rabid dog will bite you. That's a rabid dog's nature. It's crazy. It will bite you. You can't sweet talk it into taking a biscuit out of your hand. Anyway, so basically these are trying times, and today is a very stressful day for a lot of people. A lot of people see their taxes going up. That's, and then we're going to have more illegal immigration. Who knows if this is even going to happen? It's hard to say. But what is it that we can get through this day? So this is what I do. I don't know about anybody else what they do. One of the things I do is I think about Jesus and all of the things that he went through, the really difficult things that he went through. And it really gives me a lot of strength to think, okay, so I'm sure Jesus probably went through something similar to what I am going through right now, and Jesus made it through, and Jesus stayed strong, and for some reason that just helps me. It's like I can hand over that worry, that fear, and that stress to God. And if you're not a Christian, I don't know if that would make sense to you or not, but handing over fear and worry, I'm not saying be irresponsible. I'm not saying don't take any action, but fear is a mind killer. That's from the movie Dune, right? Or Children of Dune or something like that. Fear is the mind killer. And once you can create a plan based on just like a good solid strategy, because you can create a good solid strategy, and then you implement, and you're like, wow, that is not a good strategy, but you think at the time it's a good strategy, and you try. So basically, in order to get through these really stressful times, we have to have an action plan. And well, what is our action plan? Our action plan is to be people of integrity. And how do we fix our nation? To be people of integrity, bring back integrity to America. America was built on a high trust environment. The West is what it is, or it used to be better than this, but it attracts low trust people because it's easier to function in a high trust society. And because we have so many low trust people here now, it's really gotten to be a bit difficult. But all hope is not lost. If we all really work hard to be, and and white people are very guilt-ridden. If we work hard to be people of integrity, and then when there's people who are white and they're not acting with integrity, you just guilt trip them and say, whoa, that's not using your integrity. You're not being a person of integrity. And just questioning people's integrity. That's basically what I think. I don't know. And then if people throw hysteria at you, like, you're a Nazi, you're a bigot, you're a racist, whatever, okay. So if I'm not a nationalist, then what am I? What are we? And what are the definitions of each one? It's all about, breaking away from a mindset. And it's really interesting, what I think anyway, is that whenever you are obsessed with something and it keeps you from progressing in your life, it's like being under the it's like being captive to a demon. And once you come to the realization that that you don't have these emotional needs to fulfill, like a hunger, because you may not be hungry, but you're still starving, and you have to feed this demon that has taken possession of you. I don't know if that makes sense or not. And I don't know. I've been reading my Bible a lot lately, and my Bible is actually 100 years old. Surprisingly enough, I found my Bible in the garbage. Because I wanted a Bible that was older, and I was praying and asking for a Bible that was, older, because, they changed the Bible. Anybody who denies this, it's the Bible that I have, it is printed in the Bible, and it says, every time they do a new edition, they're changing the Bible. It's pretty much, it's not a secret. Anybody who thinks that the Bible is above reproach or above being changed doesn't understand that people who change the Bible are they are making the language in the Bible to be more current, more, not just current language, but also current attitudes as well. Anyway, all right, so I think I've covered way more things than most people's brains can handle right now. And I think since we're talking about religion, I will end this video with a prayer. Father in heaven, I ask that you all hold us up today in love and support. And even though stress and worry are not new to humanity, not new to us, today just feels a lot more stressful than usual because we have more uncertainty. We don't know who our leader is going to be. We are told it's going to be Joe Biden, maybe, and we just don't know what's going to happen to our nation. And so I ask that you hold us up in love and support, and you quiet our fears and give us confidence to be the best that you intend us to be, and to give us guidance and direction, and give us the ability to take action that will make us closer to you and make us lead fulfilled lives. And that is the end of this prayer. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, white people, that's it for now. Thank you so much for listening. I look forward to your thoughts below.